Well, here's an example on bounds. We've been given x and y to a couple of limits, 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places for y, and we're asked to find w. Okay, so we've got to find the upper and lower bounds for both x and y, and then consider which ones to use to find the upper and lower bounds for w. So the number we've been given, the value of 5.43, has actually been chopped off here. And this number had another digit or series of digits here. We've got to find the value of question mark to cause this guy to have been written down as a 3. Now, the way I normally do this is to say, all right, well, here's 5.43. What would be the next number up? Well, the next number up will be 5.44. And the next number down will be 5.42. And effectively here would be the borderlines. And this borderline is at 5.425. And this borderline is at 5.435. So anything that's above 5.435, like 5.436, the value will be written down as 5.44. And a value like 5.434 would come down and be truncated as 5.43. So this is the lower bound of our number 5.43, and this is the upper bound. So let's write that in our table. Okay, let's do the same for y. The next value up will be 4.515, and the next value down will be 4.513. Yet again, here are the barriers, goalposts if you like, and this barrier will be 4.5135, and this barrier will be 4.5145. And again, this will be the lower bound of y, and this will be the upper bound of y. Now we've got to consider w. So if we want the upper bound of w, because x is on the top, we want this to be the highest value possible as well. So we need the upper bound of x, but because y is on the bottom and we want w to be the biggest, we need the lower bound of y. And similarly, for the lower bound of w, we want the lower bound of x and the upper bound of y. So first of all, the upper bound of w is given by the square root of the upper bound of x and the lower bound of y. Do these calculations in a moment. And for the lower bound of w, we need. Now we've got to consider a suitable degree of accuracy for our answer. Now, as one of our input numbers was only corrected 2 decimal places, and it's involved in both of our calculations, we can't really expect the answer to be any better than 2 decimal places. So we're going to have to make the chop of our answer for w here after the 9. And as both 734 and 621 are above 500 effectively in this case, we have to round up the 09 to 10. So w equals 1.10 correct to 2 dp. And that's your answer.